السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي واجعل لي وزيرا من أهلي هارون أخي اشدد به أزري ويشرك في أمري كي نسبحك كثيرا ونذكرك كثيرا إنك كنت بنا بصيرا. وصلى اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين. The story of Moses in the Quran, and we were just talking about the Prophet Moses saving the children of Israel from slavery and leading them to freedom, to have a free life. Of course, freedom is not cheap. Freedom needs a lot of work to deserve it, because the alternative of the freedom is slavery, but slavery has two aspects. One aspect is to be slave of another person in this world, to be slave of another culture or another physical power of something, some people or material difficulties, or we have to struggle to overcome the obstacles, material obstacles. We may be very poor and we may not have any means of sustaining our life and getting the provisions ready for us, what we need, etc. This is a kind of slavery, correct. But another slavery is not easy. It is somehow hidden. It is the slavery of men's egoistic preferences and arrogant attitudes within himself, human beings himself. The other slavery is external to human beings, but the most difficult, cynical slavery is within ourselves. If we don't pay attention to it, we may declare our freedom from any colonialist ideas, any imperialist attitudes or colonialist powers. I don't know. We may be saved from material, financial difficulties, strains in our life, but that is definitely, to my experience, that is definitely much easier than getting rid of the chains of our egoistic ambitions and declaring our freedom. Of course, the alternative for our declaring our freedom from the chains of any kind of obstacles in this world, the alternative is, how can I gain my freedom by declaring my freedom from any kind of concerns of this world? Not necessarily that I wouldn't work, not necessarily that I shouldn't do my shopping and and spending time on how I should really deal with my problems of this world. No, that is not what I mean. Being or having an attitude of slavery to, for example, anything of this world, which imposes itself that I have to devote my life to it and make the purpose of my life to obtain that material thing, that thing, whatever it is in this world. Obtain maybe something that I like to have, or I feel that I need it, or something that my mind is attached to, so that I will be devoting myself before that object. It may be, for example, nowadays very commonly used expression, the things themselves are satisfying me. The nature of the things are satisfying me. So I have to take care of the things themselves rather than the one who employed them for my service. I am thinking of a very simple example. A very simple example, so I think we may pay attention to the fact that money saves me. Nature saves me, especially in social context. State power saves me. Financial institutions saves me. Economic strength saves me. My status before in the eyes of the people gives me honor, etc., etc. Of course, it never means they are not important. They are not important for us, but I shouldn't be slave of them. I have to employ them for my service. It means let them serve me rather than my heart, my feelings will serve them or serving them. That freedom is very hard to gain, especially nowadays. We always think that if we don't have something, definitely we will lose our life. And concentrating on the temporary side of this world is another kind of slavery. So, children of Israel, we said, who are the followers of a prophetic message. The leader, having the leader for themselves, a prophet is their leader. That means I am a member of Children of Israel in the story of the Quran, because I believe that a prophet is my guide, my leader in this world. And the prophet, by definition, helps me, guides me, in order to gain my freedom under the surveillance, control, and instruction of my Creator. That's why I follow my prophet. Otherwise, I'm not following Muhammad. I am following the messenger Muhammad. You know the difference, definitely. I am following the Abd of God, Muhammad. It means his aim is only to attach his being to God, but nothing else. He is the, if you like, my perfect example of a free man, because free person. Why? Because he declared his freedom from being a slave of anything of this world, because he realized that this world is totally dependent on its creator. So I am a part of this world. So I am also dependent on my creator, on the creator of the universe. So I must declare my freedom by not worshiping anything of this universe, including not worshiping of my own self-centered ambitions, self-centered ambitions, egoistic choices. That is now I need to concentrate on after accepting that I am following a prophetic message and a prophet in front of me. Yeah, that's what I believe. I believe, I assume that you all have this sense, understanding. So we are the children of Israel. Now the children of Israel was saved from the slavery of Pharaoh, physical slavery of Pharaoh. But they have to go through stages, very important stages. They have to jump into the sea, and sea wouldn't really harm it, and help, on the contrary, help them. So they hesitated. Last week we studied, they said, when they see Pharaoh's physical power is approaching them, the Pharaoh's army is approaching them, they said, we will certainly be overtaken. It means we will be defeated. But Moses was so sure, certainly we are not. And even if you don't join me, he says, my Lord is with me. He will guide me. That is, as your leader, I am declaring this clearly. My Lord is going to guide me. If I am saved, you will be saved as well, because you are following me. Even if you don't join, I will go, and feeling safe in my being. I'm not going to lose my trust in my Creator. He will save me. These people cannot really harm me. Okay, that is what the previous verses said. Definitely, if you trust God, He will give you a way to solve your problems. But now the journey will start to train, to educate themselves for how many years, going through difficulties, desert life. But under the help, control of their Creator. The physical conditions of life is maybe difficult, but they have to go this education, stages of education. We will see they will receive God's guidance. They will be given, provided ready food. They will be provided ready water in the desert. But these are all given to them in the way through miracles of the prophet. We will see how the miracles of the prophet will transform the difficulties into ease. That is a very interesting and fine point. We will, inshallah, as we carry on studying the verses, we will look at the message as far as we are concerned right now. And we will see that, we are also on desert, life living conditions, and we are receiving miraculous blessings of God to us. God is always with us. So that internally I will declare my freedom. That is now how the process started. Okay. They are physically freed from the tyranny of Pharaoh. Okay. Now they have to go into the internal training. How do they really understand and appreciate God's caring for them so that they will declare freedom from any other concern but God. God is my point of worship, nothing else I worship. So the verse says, فأوحى إلى موسى أن أضرب بعصاك البحر فانفلق فكان كل فرق كالطور العظيم. Now, what does it mean? Then we revealed to Moses, God taught Moses to do this. What is that? Strike the sea with your staff. It divided, and each part became like a huge mountain. What does it mean? I am not in the sea now. There is no Moses physically present in front of me, or Muhammad physically present in front of me. So the prophet miraculously demonstrates that the sea will let the people go into their journey of freedom. The sea, or the material obstacles will be removed with the message that I received from the prophets, through the prophets. Material problems will be solved in my eyes, not necessarily physically, but I will understand that these obstacles will be a means of progression for me in my journey of freedom. That is why, although how the other religious traditions interpret it, I don't care, that's their business. My business is to understand this matter. Now there is no prophet in front of me. I am not physically crossing the sea, but crossing water or sea, but I will understand that how I can relate this scenario to my life. That is what I have to concentrate on it. Now, first of all, declaring this freedom from our ego, our ambitions, self-centric concerns, not my creator-centered concerns, or self-centered concerns of the objects of this world, rather than my concerns of the creator, the presenter of these physical objects. So that I will realize that he is presenting himself to me through the physical objects of this world. Now, again, we have to be careful here. In order to declare my freedom, your freedom, from anything of this world, but put your trust on the creator of everything that I am experiencing in this world. That is called, in the language of the Quran, all of you, I am aware, know this word, believe in ghaib. Ghaib means Yes, I am in front of the art. I am experiencing, seeing, examining the art, but I don't see the artist. So while I am engaging with the art, I should be admiring the quality of the artist, art quality of the artist. I shouldn't admire the art itself by itself. It means, it happened to be like this. No, it is just a paper. This is just a piece of something, material things, whatever the art, the object of art, you are looking at it. The universe itself is nothing. Nothing means, has no value in and of itself, but because of the art manifested in it, because of the qualities manifested in it, that makes the universe so precious for me. But in order to have this understanding in my mind, in my heart, I should be aware that ghaib, to attach myself to ghaib, it means the creator out there, is the most important matter, so that I will free myself from the concerns of this world. Rather, I will be attaching my concerns, my admiration, my appreciation will go, that these appreciations or concerns will be directed to the owner of this universe, the artist of this universe. That needs to establish, for me, to establish belief in ghaib. That is what the prophets are going to, or expected to educate me. So in the Quranic rhetoric, or the Quranic way of describing this, we see that these are manifested in the form of miracles that God created, and we experience them through the demonstration of the prophets. So miraculous events will take place in the hands of the prophets, but originated from the creator of the universe. That is nothing to be strange for us. The creator of the universe, of course, he is the one who established, I mean, that's what I understand. He is the one who established the order of this universe. He can take care of it. He can do whatever he wants with it. Now, that is understood in the life of the prophet himself. But what does it signify for me? Because I don't have Moses in front of me. I don't see Moses striking the sea with his staff, and the staff is opening up both sides like mountains, but doesn't come back. It is a miracle. It means miraculous demonstrations of the prophets are going to help me to improve my freedom within my own ambitions, so that I will submit my feelings to the creator of the world, my creator, and the creator of the feelings that I have been given. So I will try to acknowledge his presence, his act in anything that I am experiencing in this world. Now, in Moses' example, is a physical miracle happened. For me, I don't see the physical miracle. What shall I do now? I will understand that the prophetic message for me turns every action into a miracle of God, performed by God, so that I will see any action taking place in the world as a miracle for me. Because the prophetic message teaches me that everything is given existence in a miraculous way by the Creator. I don't have to see Moses with the staff and he striking the sea, and the sea is parting. Two sides are like mountains and not harming them. Yeah, if I see the miraculous actions of God, so if I see what is happening in this world as being given, as they are given by the absolute power, absolute knowledge of the absolute Creator, because otherwise they cannot come into existence. Otherwise, this miracle cannot happen. Moses cannot create the miracle because he had only one means, that is his staff. But in the example, he has to hit the thing with his staff, and the creation is not the result of the staff. No one can accept that. A dry wood, piece of wood, will part the sea. It is impossible. So there is a miracle happening there. That is why, looking at water, what we gather, we understand water is made up of two atoms. Very simple. Whatever the names of the atoms are, doesn't matter the technical words. The combination of two atoms. But what the miracle is happening now? It is opening up the difficulties in front of my life, saying that, look, a simple thing is the source of life. And it is the really source of help to gain my provisions. How? Or it is much more interesting to pay attention to than seeing the sea departed. Seeing the sea departed is one action, but seeing that two atoms get together, make into, and they don't do it, they don't have any power, any knowledge, anything, and make the water molecules are created out of them, and out of this miraculous action, millions of different kinds of living beings are created. Which one is more striking, miraculous? Which one? Which one is more striking, miracle? I would say the water is being employed to be a means of creation of millions of different living kinds continuously on the world. A simple matter. Nothing changed. The same molecule is employed in millions of different living beings and being the source of life in this world. Of course, it is not their work. Of course, it is not the stuff that Moses' stuff really separated the word or parted the word into two pieces so that they can comfortably walk through, it is obvious. It is not, what is that? The quality of the Creator manifested there. Exactly the quality of the Creator manifested in the existence of water molecule. Out of this molecule, 6 million different living beings are created. I ask myself, which one is more miraculous? I don't have to wait for Moses to come and strike the sea with his staff and see the people are passing through. No, it is so simple as compared to one single molecule is being the source of millions of different kinds of living beings. Of course, it is more interesting, more convincing, and it is always present in my life. I am continuously experiencing it. Moses' physical miracle took once, but this miracle of the function of water as it is created in a wonderful, miraculous way is always with us, with me. Now, it makes me go through my spiritual journey into freedom. Very easy. I can do that. I can always pay attention to anything that I am encountering, any living being. I see a butterfly. Oh, it is created out of water. Not surprising that the Quran says water is God's throne, Arshullah. God's throne, which means all sorts of God's qualities are manifested on water. Yeah. Water is the God's throne. That's what the Quran says. But before I hear what the Quran says, I see that something miraculously happening through employing water. Water doesn't have any consciousness. Of course, Moses' stuff doesn't have any consciousness. It is not going to have any effect on the sea at all. But God's will, God's power, when it involves, everything is possible. That's why I see in the function of water in this world. Water cannot do that. Exactly. Moses' stuff cannot do anything. That was the most important, the second important. Once the staff became a dragon and swallowed the magicians' magics. Now the same stuff is demonstrating that water also is a place of miracle. Pay attention to it. When we see that water, how the water is really demonstrating God's power for the one who is ready to take example of the Quran's description, to take this universe as an example. Now, in the Quran, it is interesting. The revelation that human beings, the prophet, receives from God is described as coming from heaven. Now, and resurrecting everything, it means resurrection, is also demonstrated through the function of water. And even more, in Noah's example, the same water saved Noah's ark and the people in it. That is why if we pay attention how the water is created in order to demonstrate the qualities of its creator is much more important miracle than the departing of the sea. So it is with us. So we can easily see the presence of the creator in every action that we are experiencing here. That is great. Now, what happened afterwards? Let me read this one. وَأَزْلَفْنَا ثَمَّ الْآخِرِينَ. But we caused the pursuers, those people who want to harm the believers, to draw near unto that place. We just help them get closer. So they will start say, believers will say, for example, a scientific explanation of the function of water in the body of an animate being presented to us, getting closer to me to challenge the help I received from the function of water, employment of water, I would say, rather, as a miraculous action. They say, no, it is not a miracle. We can do it again. We can benefit from it. And we can explain how it works. Mm-hmm. And is it really true? I understood water cannot do anything, but some people claim that water can do something. It is a natural power. Natural power. What are they talking about? Is there anything in water so that it will be the means of giving life to living beings by itself? What happened now? A fear starts in the people's heart whose belief in ghaib is very feeble, very fragile, very thin. A little bit. Just saw the miracle, one miracle of Moses or prophetic message, but nothing else. So they cannot really be satisfied within themselves as far as their belief in ghaib is concerned. So they will listen. But again, there is another one. Let's go. All right. Let's read this. وَإِنْجَيْنَا مُوسَى وَمَنْ مَعَهُ أَجْمَعِينَ. If you follow the leadership of the prophetic message, we will be saved. And we saved Moses and all who were with him, who followed his message. Now, if you understand that water molecule cannot do anything, it is not an obstacle for you. It is a means of, if you like, ascending to the ghaib, understanding, perceiving what the ghaib really has, which kind of qualities it has, so that it is employed a simple matter, one of the simplest molecule, water molecule, and millions of different miraculous actions are displayed every moment and examples of it everywhere, trillions of them in front of us. Anytime we see any living being, we see that this is a miracle performed through the, if you like, stuff of two molecules. Stuff of two molecules in the, two atoms in the physical structure of water molecule. It is unbelievable, so clear, so easy to understand. Now, if, as long as we follow the prophetic message, we will experience that. We will, again, I destroyed. What happened? Okay. Stop sharing. Sorry. Okay, go back again. And, all right, here. Let me see, inshallah, if it will work. No, didn't work. What shall I do? Okay. I will close this. How can I close it? No, it doesn't give me the option of choice. It's very, my disability in technology. Oh, I have to wait. Okay. I don't know what I did. All right. So, okay. Ooh. Okay, now we are here. Inshallah. So, ثم أغرقنا الآخرين. What does it mean? Then we drowned the others. What the same water, same water molecule. Now are drowned by the water again. But the same water saved the followers of the message of Moses, the prophet, and the same water drowned the ones who are attacking them. Why? Because they said, they claim the water itself functions and is the source of life. When you say water itself is the source of life, then the same water cannot really help you. What does it do? The water cuts your relationship with its creator in your eye, in the person who doesn't see the miraculous creation, but interprets the water as to be the source of life. Then this person definitely has to suffer from losing itself in water. Regarding that, this water is the source of my life. What happens? Of course, this understanding never saves your inner peace, inner freedom. You have to worship water, but it doesn't help you. That is interesting that Quran keeps describing that the idols you worship or call for help will not benefit you at all, will not harm you, will not save you from your fear at all, will not satisfy any of your hope at all. What does it mean? They don't know. They have no knowledge. They don't know you. They don't know what you expect from them. But if you don't see the source of origin of the existence of water, then you will think that water will save me, but the same water will drown me, drown you. Why? Because water will say, look, I can do nothing when you want to satisfy yourself, to save from destruction. I can not save you. I can only benefit your body temporarily with the help of my creator. I don't know how to function in the body of the living beings. How can I don't know how to be the source of life? I have no life within myself. How can I claim that I am giving life? I am not the source of life. So the person who doesn't see the reality that water cannot do, it doesn't have a freedom, it doesn't have knowledge and anything in any quality. It is just acting as it is given existence, as it is created. If you don't see it, you cannot satisfy anyone, cannot satisfy his or her expectations by laying their trust in water. Nothing. It drowns them. It doesn't give them any help, any hope. They say, okay, we are going to die and disappear from this world. The same water will let you rot in the grave. Drown you. Because you thought the water is useful for your body, but it is now rotting your body. It means it is just doing whatever it is creator or wherever it is created, employ them. Otherwise, you cannot explain anything, any action that comes out of the presence of water in the body of the living beings, and you cannot attribute them to water at all. So how can you say that it is the means of or the source of life? So the same water, again in the example of Noah also, same water is now functioning as a means of drowning them, making them lose all their hopes. Whatever they were expecting to catch the believers and then subjugate them, maybe kill them, maybe enslave them for their own services. Impossible. Believers are saved by water, and disbelievers, it means deniers of the reality of water, will be drowned by water. Again, that is the order of the creation. The same universe, excuse me. The same universe, same material out there will help me to save myself from falling into despair, demonstrating in my eye, as I understand, demonstrating that this cannot happen by itself. It has a creator who must have infinite qualities, unimaginable qualities. Okay. There are some things written in the chat box. It attracted my attention now. Usually I don't see it, but I saw it now. Okay. We know the contrast now. Same universe, same matter, saves me from falling into despair and becomes a means of my ascension to reach the ghaib. But if I am obstinate not to see that the water cannot do anything, then the same water drowns me and becomes a means of despair for me. That is what the miracles means for me right now. So Sarah Al-Alam says, linking freedom with Tawheed is so heartfelt and beautiful. Of course, I mean, I am not, excuse me, Sarah, I am, because I am speaking, that's why I use I am. I am not linking freedom with Tawheed. Tawheed is freedom. Tawheed is freedom. There's no link. If one doesn't see freedom in Tawheed, it means he didn't understand what Tawheed is. I mean, understanding the absolute being who is the owner of this universe is Tawheed. Sorry, is freedom. If I don't, I'm repeating myself, this very important point. Thank you for writing this, reminded me. If I don't see freedom in Tawheed, it means I don't know what freedom is. Neither do I know what Tawheed is. Really, not very much aware of it. I mean, okay. Zeba Rizviyas kun fayakun. I mean, everything is created, thank you, Zeba, with the will of the absolute being. Absolute has no limit. Whatever he wills happens, finish. That's what the universe demonstrates for me. And Sarah El-Alam again, thank you for the comments. And it's very useful. So it gives me the perspective. I didn't emphasize on this point. Yeah. If I expect from creation, it will drown me, Zeba shared, profound. Yeah, Zeba shared, I don't understand this. Am I missing something? Usually, in my experience, I think people are the source of some sort of behavior and thus make them an idol. This is a great example using water. Yeah, I mean, the Quran says also, I mean, water is always with us. They say our body, I mean, majority of our body is made of water. It means water. We are water, mostly, not all, of course. Our body, not human being. Human side has nothing to do with water or atom or anything. So inne fi zalike that is very important. Inne fi zalike la'ayatan وما كان أكثرهم مؤمنين. Yeah. What does it mean? In this Moses' example, there is a sign, there is a message for me. Not that I'm reading story. Not that, oh, something miraculous happened then, something thousands years ago. What the prophets are so great people, Allah bless them. God bless them with miracle. I don't know. What shall I do now? The Quran says, hey, I'm telling you this, wake up. It is a message for you right now. Because I'm reading the Quran right now. My Creator is speaking to me right now. So all the interpretations, comments we have been making throughout the Moses story. Quran says, yeah, this must be interpreted in a practical terms for you, as we have been doing as much as we could, of course, not all of it, but just partially. At least methodologically, we are taking the message from this story, prophetic story. We are not losing ourselves in the story. We are using it as a means of message from my creator. How should I gain my freedom? Not from the oppressors, tyrants, but also from my own tyrant egoistic approaches and interpretations of the creation, and being a slave of my egocentric ambitions, caprices. I want to be independent. I don't want to submit myself to my creator. I can do anything I want. All these false claims, you cannot do anything you want. You are just an meat and bone, and you are going to get rot. What are you talking about? You are worshiping water, is the same water is going to really drown you. What are you talking about? It is going to sink you. And the same water will give no benefit to you as far as your human side is concerned. In the material side, also food, etc., it is not water doing that. Water is employed there. The bricks of the building are not the makers of the building. They are just employed there. They have no freedom. Whatever the job they are given by a conscious being, they have to stay there. That's it. They have no other option. So it is, the message is my interest. I have to pay message. Now, although most of the people may not believe in it, may not take notice of it, but I will. Even nobody, I will, because this is what I see makes sense for me. So this is a very important self-explanation of the Quran within itself. Although Quran narrates story, but it is at the same time says, this is not the story, it is a message for you right now. Mahanurat, kind of related even if not directly. How does this affect one's relationship with kids? Okay, that's a very practical question. Thank you. How do we differentiate between our responsibilities versus making them idols versus feeling freedom from? Yeah. How free or happy can one feel if they are worried or grieved about the loved ones, especially kids? Okay. It reminded me something, my friend Maha, from my own life. I shouldn't declare freedom within myself from anything. I I think I used the wrong verb. I didn't declare my freedom from my own concerns. But I needed to realize that I am employed like other molecules. It's a very special subject. if someone's heart is attached to his kids, his loved ones, his mother, parents, or spouse or siblings, relatives, of course, that is our reality. We are, but we have to declare freedom from our own concerns. What does it mean? Declare freedom from within our inside. I cannot do anything. I cannot create anything, but I only ask. That's it. I cannot own anything. I cannot guarantee any result, but ask the Creator. Present my need to the Creator in the form of physical actions. Because I am given freedom, because I am created not like water. Water has no free choice, that doesn't have any decision-making ability, but I am given consciousness. I can make decisions. I can choose. So I will decide to choose that I am not the one who is guaranteeing the result. So I will take care of my responsibility to ask the Creator to give the best result for my kids, in the example as you gave the example. The result, of course, the result will be created by God according to His wisdom, according to His mercy, according to His, this is important, justice, because kids are given freedom as well. They choose whether they deserve or not. Accordingly, God will create. I wouldn't be disappointed. I wouldn't be overjoyed, but of course the feeling is with me, but I would say I put my trust in God's justice, in God's wisdom, in God's mercy. It is my duty to ask my Creator to create for my beloved ones the best for them. My duty remains on me. But the result, implementing the justice, remains on God, who knows who deserves what. I am sorry. So I have to be aware of this reality. God is telling me, okay, you are responsible within your capacity. Did you do what you thought was best for the kids? Take care of it. If you didn't, come back and repent to me. Come back and repent. And let the others will get their lot as they deserve by my wisdom, by my justice. Trust me. But it doesn't mean that you should give up. No. We have to try our best, but never owning them. Never feeling that I am guaranteeing their future. I am the one who's protecting them. I am the one who is guiding them. No. We have to be aware of it. That's why the freedom within ourselves must be declared first. I cannot do anything. That is freedom from my own ambitions, from my own self-respect or self-trust. But put my trust in God. He will create the best. My duty is to do my action in the best way I believe, leave the result to God. If I think one fragile point is here, if I am careful not to impose myself on anyone, because I cannot. Admit that. Admit that. I cannot impose my understandings, my ideals, my best way of life on them, but I ask God to create for them what is best for them. That is what I do physically and verbally. Verbally, communicate with God. Oh my God. I'm speaking to you, but in fact, do you know that the believers are the mirrors of each other? المؤمن للمؤمن مرآة. So I am speaking to myself while I am speaking to you. You know the history. Okay. All right. So I have to admit that I cannot guarantee. I am responsible for my field, and God will take care of it. I have to communicate with God, ask God, look, that's what I could do. Please forgive me. Please forgive my shortcomings. Please guide me to the right way to deal with them. But never forget, I will tell to myself, I should never forget that I cannot guarantee anything. I cannot impose anything on them. Just pray to God in the wisest way. That's it. I don't know. It is a sensitive subject, by the way. It is for me. I mean, I see that you are sharing my feelings as well. Okay. Now, this is your Lord is alone, the Almighty, the Merciful. Last one. وَإِنَّ رَبَّكَ لَهُوَ الْعَزِيزُ الرَّحِيمُ. What does it mean? God is Aziz, Almighty, can do anything, and always keeps honor upright. He never gives in because of the aggressive behavior of anyone, any power, even the most powerful civilization. That time was represented by Pharaoh and his army, his empire, whatever you call it, kingdom. Still, God is Almighty. He can overcome them easily with a simple water, drowning them in it. I can do that. And also, He is merciful. He treats those people who trust in Him, who declare His freedom from all worship of the false idols, but only worship Him, then He really gives them the news of eternal paradise, eternal happiness. But at the same time, if anybody turns back to Him, He forgives. So there is no way to lose one's faith, one's hope in Him. But if someone doesn't acknowledge Him, then he will be left on his own device. He will be left on his own device. It means, come on, water will save you. Come on, go. Of course, water drowns human beings if they are not using it as a means. Of course, the flood of Noah drowned the unbelievers, and the sea of Moses, in the example of the Quran, drowned the Pharaoh and his army. That is, for me now, all these activities that the scientists discover how the water functions and the result of living beings created out of water. They don't say created, they say water was the source of their life. Okay, let them say that. But we know it cannot do anything. It is just subject to the will of its creator. It cannot do anything other than obeying and following the order of the universe. That's so simple. So Now the water came back and drawn these interpreters. It means those people who believe in water will not have any hope for their future, but only going into non-existence, annihilation. Oh, now that is why we have to understand that God is the only Almighty One, not Pharaoh, anything else. So try to understand this reality. Use my miraculous creation as examples for your, if you want to save and reach salvation by uh, following the miracles creation in this world and seeing the signs there, reading the message and assigning yourself, attributing yourself, attaching yourself to the absolute being and not disdaining to worship anything of this world. Worship. Use them as a means. Use them as a means. Go and have your wonderful dinner, iftar now. Wonderful, delicious. Yes, have it, enjoy it, and say that this is a news from my creator, the creator of the water, who is employed in the creation of these vegetables, meat, everything, every living pieces, all the things we eat out of these living beings. So the manifestation of the water is being miraculously employed in this, in the existence of the things is in front of me now. So I understand that God is presenting his mercy, his caring, his loving with me through the meal that I am enjoying here. So that pay attention to God, not the meal. Meal is a means. Use it as a means of ascending to ghaib, inshallah. I'm sorry, the next time we will go into this internal freedom journey. 40 years, they say, I don't know 40 years, but it's a long journey. We will mature in it, but we will see lots of miraculous demonstrations there. And it will, all these miraculous demonstrations in this story will be directly related to my life right now. Inshallah. Inshallah, we will go here, inshallah, next Wednesday. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Every meal will be made min السماء. مائدة يعني مائدة من السماء. جزاك الله خير وإياك زبا رزوي. Thank you very much. Inshallah, I see you next week. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim. وآخر دعواهم الحمد لله رب العالمين. Ameen, everybody. Ameen. Thank you for your prayers. Jazakumullah. Thank you. Wa alaykum assalam wa rahmatullah.